That'll do. Hey, how you doing? My name is Bruce Rain from Brackets Creations, and my goodness, that was a lot of fun. So, just a quick little thing. This is basically what happened. I came down here ready to live stream, switch the camera on, boom, boom, boom. Here we go. About to press the go button. Screen, dead. Totally dead. This is the guy here. Hello, screen. Just dead. Fiddle with the plugs at the back, nothing, just dead. So I had to go up and get another screen. Now, connecting a new screen is not a difficult thing. Getting the screen, old screen out and the new screen in, that is a difficult thing because of the chaos that is my desk at the moment. Check your volume level to seem lower than normal on the last few streams. Okay. Wireless go. Oh, sorry, that'll probably crackle. Sorry about that. Let me just have a look on this. It's all turned up all the way. What I can do is hang on. Is it this one? There's a button I can press. Is it that one? There we go. That should be a little bit louder now. A little bit louder now. Oh, and of course I've got my jacket on too, which probably isn't helping. Yeah, there we go. So how's that? How's the volume level? Does it feel good? Does it feel nice? Craziness. Okay, anyhow, let's go back. Let's just pretend like none of this happened and everything is going fine. Let's start from the beginning. Hello there. Quicksilver Oz, hello there. Thomas Armstrong. Enzo Fitzhume. GT is here, hello there. Justin Morgan, hello. Carthor. Gut Bomb. Derek Witt. Steve from Mac 84. Pretzel FTW. And Jack68K, hello there, and Frank Conforti, hello there. And have I missed anyone else? Still going. Harper Mac, hello. Chris Angelis, hello. DJ Craze, hello. Jason Cogburn. Thank you for your tutorials. You are most welcome. Mystery Margot, hello. Luke F, hello. Inkscuv, hello there. I've successfully repaired 3 battery bomb 2CIs. They're my favourite. Brandon Bolser. Now this, hello there. This could be an interesting one. Let me just see if I can sort out the whole thing with my camera here because I feel very bright today. Did I seem bright to you? Seems very bright. Show webcam settings panel. Let's pull this back a little bit, shall we? Yes, that doesn't look as bad now. Hello. It's a lovely sunny day here at the moment, so it's nice. Now, so once again, my apologies for starting late. The problem I had was my LCD screen died. On the bright side, the one that I've put in here is a little bit bigger than the old one, so that's a bit better for my old eyes. The downside is that this one can't stay because this is my spare one that I use for testing. So I'll have to, I've got one up here. It's like a curved one, but I cannot for the life of me remember where I put the stand for it. Man, I'll have to 3D print one or something like that. Okay. Always sunny in Aussie. Well, it is today. We're probably heading for, I think, what is it, the El Nino, I think, is coming, and so we'll probably end up very sunny and droughty and burny and stuff after that, you know. Okay, so my neighbours are getting down to a little bit of music, and it's, let's just say it's not quite my taste. Right, I've been working on a Macintosh IIci battery bombed, and the other day I decided to ultrasonically clean it, and guess what? It works even less than it did before now. But that's okay, it's something that I'll be able to fix up. And that's something that I will fix up, but not necessarily in this live stream. I think everyone is sick to death of me working on an SE30, so we might come back to that later on. Now, I've got an interesting situation with this particular 2CI in that I made absolutely no notes from working on it before. However, it's been recapped, and it looks like my work, I think. I'll have to check it under the microscope. I think I recapped it. And I made no notes, and I sort of have this feeling like it doesn't work, but we may just plug it in and it might just work. but I don't think we will. I think it's not working. So let's just get this, and we'll just check all the, that's the SE30 board we've been talking about with all the little wacky wires on the back. I've lost one of the address lines during the ultrasonic cleaning, so I've got to go in and find out which one it is. It's a straightforward process, but it is a bit tedious and a bit dull. Right, this is the 2CI board that I have here. This belongs to a customer. I chatted to them just yesterday. They were asking how things were coming along, and of course I've got this incredible backlog at the moment because my day job has been getting extremely busy, and so has the YouTube channel been getting extremely busy. Steve was apologising for bullying me because I wasn't starting on time. It's okay. I can deal with a little bit of bullying. That's fine. All right. So anyway, this customer contacted me and said, you know, how's it going with this? And I brought up the job sheet and I realised there was absolutely no information there at all. But I knew I had done some work on it. And so what I did was and I think I've even ultrasonically cleaned it, possibly. It looks clean. Yeah, it does look like I've cleaned it. And so what I think I did is I think I recapped it in a previous live stream, and then I think I ultrasonically cleaned it, and then I tested it and it didn't work, and so then I put it in the pile. And what I intend to do today is to try and actually detail what I'm doing while I'm working on it. Jay is here. Hello there, Jay. Look, I don't think this will be a multi-parter, and I'll tell you why. Strap yourselves in. It's not that bad. This one isn't that bad. So we're going to just jump across to the top view for a second. Hopefully it works. Camera's off. Let me just switch it on. Ding. Ash, 1981. Yeah. If you know, you know. Okay, let's just try the top view now. Look at that, works. Now, I have a bit of a mess on the desk here. I'm going to try and move it as best as I can. But the issue I have, Boomstick, yes indeed. That's from the third movie. Yeah, love it. What's the latest on the SE30? Gut bomb. Okay, so, oh wow, I'm missing a camera. Which one am I missing? I think I'm missing my microscope camera. So let me just see if I can rectify that right now. Switch him off. Switch him on. Yeah, so ooh, audio input change. Don't give me that crap. Audio. Oh, what is going on here? Ding ding. It just kept on switching between audio sources for some unknown reason. There is, and now I've lost my face. Oh my goodness, this is going to work out well. Just a second. Bear with me a second while I do this. These are all the things that I do before a live stream that I didn't get to do today because of the problem with the screen. So sorry about that, folks. God, I hate USB. Was it micro USB connectors? They're just so crap. All right, we are more or less where we need to be now. So, all right, so this is where we would normally see a battery. Somewhere around this location here. As you can see, it's not there. The battery has vacated the board. We're missing ooh, I just knocked a diode off. There we go. Yeah, hello diode. Let's just keep that. I mean, I don't need it. I'll have replacements, but I do like to at least check it. There are two different types of diode that are often used on these boards, and they're not both the same. they have the directions reversed, so you've got to make sure you get the right one onto the right board. So for instance, an SE30 diode is different to the ones that are around the battery. An SE30 diode is different to a one on a Classic. You can't just use the same diode from those two, because they actually have the what do they call the things, like the I'm using the word polarity, but what's the word they use for those? It's I can't remember. Never mind. Obsidian Xenon, thank you very much for joining, even if it is for a brief time. I've got a new 2FX here as well, which I'll be working on soon. I thought I'd do this one first, so because I think this one's been here for longer. This guy's been very patient, and my apologies to everyone who has stuff with me at the moment. It's been here for a really long time, but it's just how it goes, and it's the main reason why I am sort of effectively shutting down the recapping side of the business. It doesn't mean I won't be recapping, but I won't be doing it as sort of like a service for large quantities of people. I just don't have, what's the fancy word they use these days? I don't have the bandwidth for it. Right, so let's see what happens with this one. One of the nice things about a 2CI is we have the speaker connector here. We can just plonk that on and we can power it up and see what it does. See if it makes any noise or anything like that. Oh, you know what I didn't bring? I didn't bring my fancy thermal heat thing. I'm gonna go get it. Because it's so cool. I want to show it to you guys. So just bear with me a second. It's just up in the house. I'll be back in like about 20 seconds. And there. Sorry about that. Right, power supply, air supply. There's the power supply. Is it the one that I want? I should label it, shouldn't I? Yep, I think this is the one. Yep, this is the one. This is an ATX power supply. Nothing particularly fancy about it. I have rewired it though. So here's my fancy thermal camera, which I have to say I'm absolutely freaking chuffed with. It is really good. And we're going to use this to just see what this board does when we power it up. So, ATX power supply. Better zoom out a bit because it's a bit zoomed in here. There we go, that's better. Welcome to the mess. There's no RAM in this, of course, so we're not going to be able to boot, but it is a thermal cam. I've always had one where I've used the FLIR one, but one of the things I really do, there are a few things I don't like about the FLIR one. Number one, expensive. Number two, it runs off the iPhone and is quite slow to start up and stuff like that. It uses its own battery source. It doesn't actually use the battery source of the phone, which means that even if you've got a fully charged phone, if your little thermal camera isn't charged up, you can't use it. It's very, very low resolution. This one here is a much higher resolution, and it's also its frame rate is quite slow. Whereas this one here, you know, it's got quite a zippy frame rate. You know, you can just sort of move around. It makes life a lot easier for checking stuff. I've got to say, I'm really into this. Really into it. There will be a did I break something? There will be a review on this coming, by the way. It's because, yeah. Now, we're going to get us, if this does work, we'll get a sad Mac chime because we've got no RAM in it. But I don't think we're going to get that far. So let's get ourselves a power cable to plug it in, and then we'll switch it on and we'll see what happens. Okay, so no chime, but we did get a pop from the speaker, which means that we've probably got the audio stuff working, so that part's probably okay. Now we do have our little fancy mechanism here, which we should be able to use on this. This is this one here from KMac Vintage. I will put links in the description when I finish this for where one buys these. Actually, I need to put the links in the description of all my videos from now on because this thing is so good. The wrong one, this one. Can't use it on every computer because not every computer has a floppy port. This one here is showing me that I have 11.5 volts. That's the minus 12, so I have minus 11.5. 4.9, 12.3. So voltage is actually getting through this board, which means that most of these components probably will be getting warm. So when I put the thermal cam on here, I can see that I've got heat coming from, what's that? That's the RBV, a retro bright vehicle. I don't know, I'm just making things up. They've got some heat there as well. What about the CPU? Where is it? There it is. Yep, definitely got heat coming from the CPU. So all in all, I would say that this thing is getting power to most of the places. What we're almost definitely not getting is the ROM getting through, and that's, the ROMs are down here, of course, nice and close to the battery. So I would say there's probably some sort of data line or address line busted. But you know, incidentally, these things here, that's a, what do you call it thing, crystal oscillator. They shine because they're reflecting light. They're not actually getting hot. So now this is, I think if I put my hand here, I'll leave my fingerprints. Yeah, look at that. Small things, small things. There is heat coming from all of these. There's heat coming from that. So what does that tell us? There's heat on the board. Other than that, it doesn't tell us much at all. But it does tell me that a lot of these components are getting power, so I don't think that's a problem. Does the TCO have a bootstrap circuit like the Mac 2? It does, but I'm bypassing it. So let's now, let's see if we can find out what's going on. So we'll have a look at this under the microscope and just see how it looks. Okie dokie. Frank S, hello there. Vibes. I don't think I said hello to you, so hello. Is that a standard ATX power supply with a new connector bodged on? It is, Gut Bomb, it absolutely is. It's just your average, everyday. So that power supply doesn't use the soft power circuit, but that is deliberate. You can buy, as someone has made, I'm not sure who, Steve will probably know if he's in the chat, someone has actually made a little adapter that allows you to just connect it up to a normal ATX supply and use the soft power and everything. But when I'm diagnosing these boards, I don't want to be using the soft power. I want to be looking past it. I want to get the computer working without the soft power. When I get to that stage, I then go back and then check and see if the soft power is working with a genuine power supply. So, this is really important. And this should, it should just make the computer switch on in the same way that if you just switched on a Mac Classic with a switch on the back. So it just fires it up. Right. So let's have just a quick look here. Oh, look at this! I've got 41 people watching. Hello there to all of you. And I thank you all for joining. And a big thanks goes out to Steve for his stream before. It was not my intention to sort of stream over top of him, and so I'm glad he was actually happy to finish because I just didn't have much of an opportunity to stream this weekend, so this was kind of going to be it. Right, so here we are, we're looking at this board and we have got some pretty crunchy, crusty stuff going on here at that crystal oscillator. As you can see, that's it's telling us 32.768, so we know that is one for keeping time. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if I can just pull that out. Anyhow, that there is the real-time clock chip. Real-time chip clock. And then we have, of course, a few, let's say, unsavory looking traces around here. And these are our ROMs here. Now, looking at the, oh my God, that blade is so disgusting. Thank you for that, the House of Moth J. Mothman, Jay the Mothman. You know, I have never seen that movie, The Mothman Prophecies. Is it any good? Has anyone ever seen it? I think it's got Richard Gere in it. Right. So, We've got a little bit of blackening here, but I don't believe that will be a broken trace, and I am correct. We've got some crunchiness there, and let's just pull this here. There we go. Oh wow! Look at that, nasty. That LED is a bit. I didn't even check to see if the LED was coming on. What Quicksilver said. I want to Hulk smash it. Yeah. So do people want to hear the smash? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Smash that like button.
Getting chilly in this part of the world at the moment, I can tell you. Right. So I've actually got a 2CI board that's got battery damage, and this whole area here is just an absolute train wreck. So the fact that this one actually looks pretty good is quite promising. So the fact that this is completely dead, these diodes are almost definitely just part of the sort of battery part. Where I am likely to be going to have problems is with some of these vias. So if you see like this one here, you can see it's green around the outside there. And the worry is that that's not going where it needs to go. And even something like this is a via that doesn't even go to a trace out here. It possibly just links up layers inside. And so what we're going to have to do with these is we're going to have to find out where they go and if they're missing from anywhere. That's not too bad here. We've got some gunge here, look at that. Nasty. Those diodes are not important. This is true. Those diodes are important if you want to be able to keep time with the battery. Oh. Just some of those look like they could be not connecting. So at this stage, just inspection-a-rooney. I'm just going to make my way away. I'm going to make my way around the board here to see if there are any other areas. See, I don't know that I have ultrasonically cleaned this. I'm starting to doubt myself now. Do. Is all looking okay? So this part of the board is not looking too bad. Oh, look at that! I've done a repair. Isn't that nice of me? So there's some ugliness up here from the oh yeah, look at this. Oh, look at that. Let's get out the beepity beep machine, shall we? I've got some new leads on these, on this. I sort of like them, sort of, kind of, maybe. Yep, got continuity there. Yeah. See, look at that. Look at that one. Look at the nastiness there. I've actually done more work here than I thought I had. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, I might have to come back here. So this isn't just battery bond. This is we've got corrosion from capacitor leakage here as well. Just a reminder to everyone: replace the caps. Please get it done. Don't leave it too long. Is this the same one from a few weeks ago? Yes, I believe it is. Yeah, I have worked on this before. See, we've got a lot of these, so we're going to have to go and test all of these and make sure they're going where they're supposed to be going. Ooh, look at the green under there. Hey, just want to have a look at this one. This is the VIA chip, which of course is fairly important in the grand scheme of things. Ouch, that hurt. They all look like they're making contact. Let's do a few little continuity tests, shall we? There's a focus, we're all good. Cool. Okay, oopsie. No. Where'd that one go? Crap, I keep losing it. Is that there? Let's try it. Yep, good. So even though these look really grass, the majority of them are actually okay. Well, no, okay is the wrong word. They are making contact. Yeah. But we will have to do some of this stuff with the old schematic. I've been sort of inspired, motivated even, by Elemento with the work with the SE30 to start putting together some of these sort of matrices, these guides that show you, you know, if you're wanting to test the pins on something, it's like, you know, this one goes to that one, this one goes to that one, that sort of thing. So it just makes it easier than having to sit there and wade through a schematic and go, oh, I'll go from page 1 through to then page 6 and then back to page 4 and stuff like that. To just have that matrix made up, I think is something I really should do for quite a few of these computers. You know, for example, let's look at these ROMs, you know. Let's just say I made up a matrix so that I could follow where each of these pins go and where they're supposed to go. And then check and make sure that they do go where they're supposed to go. See, look at that. That's not nice, is it? This is not nice. This is not, and look at this. It's not nice either. Is this, I mean, I just wonder how corrosion gets there. Did the battery actually explode some goop there? I mean, far out. It's looking like I may even need to take this SIM connector off, and I don't want to do that. I mean, look at it. It's all corroded through. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look it. All this lot. Right, well, we're going to have to start being systematic. Do. See, look at that. I'm not even sure if that's making contact anymore. Why is it on this side? Why? Yeah, we've got contact. Okay, I might use some more appropriate tweezers for this. These ones are not appropriate. Carburetor cleaner, yeah. It's not that bad, he said. Yeah, wow. This is the sort of stuff I say to help motivate Steve. I say, Steve, that Quadra 650, that's not that bad. You'll get that fixed in no time, I say. And it works. I mean, he fixed it, didn't he? He fixed the Quadra 650. I like to think I had a really big hand in that. Played a significant part. This is really crusty solder. Not nice. Look at that. It's some sort of funky insect thing. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick look around the board, quick little scan with my special goggles. I shall put these on, and I shall just check and make sure that there aren't any missing components on the bottom. Start with the obvious and work back from there. Wow. Say wow. Because these are so crunchy, I wouldn't be surprised if these got easily bumped off. Look at those. I have never seen, well, that's not true. That's a lie. I won't start a sentence like that, which would just be a bold-faced lie. No, I rarely see this level of yuck on the underside of the board. Rarely. Right. Well, let's have a think about what we're going to do here. I think I'm going to start off, see if we can trace out some of these ROM pins, see that they're getting where they need to go. God, my feet are cold. All right, so let's have a look. This is a hand-drawn schematic, which kind of sucks, but it's all we have. Until one day, and I hope this does happen one day, that Apple will actually release the schematics of their really old computers for the collectors. I'm hoping that will happen one day, but until that happens, no, this is what we got. Now, what's this section? This is saying power supply DIP read-only memory sections. Okay, that's your data lines there. There's your address lines there. So UM9, UM10, UM11, UM12. Right, so there are the data lines. So we've got 0, so we've got 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 13, 14, 15, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then the address lines here are 2, 3. Oh, God, this is a mess. This would be a good opportunity to make a matrix. So the address lines are coming out of UM9, which is this guy over here. Now that's interesting because he's got shit on him. Yep. So we'll consider him, Apple is pretty stubborn. No, they're not. Who ever gave you that idea? Right, so now this basically doesn't show where it's going. It just says address. So somewhere else on this page here, we've got to find these address lines. And I would say that probably the best place to look for them is either we could probably test them at the RAM, and we can probably test them at the CPU. So let's have a look here. Desktop. There we go, MC6882, that's the FPU. That's a ROM sim socket, yeah, cool. Because we can do that, can't we? I forgot about that. Did I even try this with a different ROM? Ask me that. Shall we try it? I don't think it'll work, but let's try it. Let's use a Rominator 2. How about that? So we've got this, and then we have the ROM select, which is stuck here on W1. We will take that off, and then we will put our speaker on, and we'll just try it. Now, I'm pretty sure I did this in the last stream, and it made difference none, but we'll try it anyway. I never said that. Never said that. It would be wrong of me to say that, because Australians don't swear. You'll never, seriously, if you've never been to Australia before, if you come here, you'll find that just no one ever swears in this country. Let's do the reset button. getting a little pop when I press the reset button, which tells me the reset isn't stuck on. It's always something we need to check out for. Check the power connector. Power connector's fine. Okay. Bahama would have had a lot more errors had I made it. Yep. Right, so let's just go. We were getting there. Here we go. 68030. This is it's a 2-pager, friends. It's a 2-pager. And let's see where the address lines come in on this thing here. 0. Here we go. 1, 0. Here we are. This is them, I think. The A0 to 31 address bus. That's coming out from, oh God, you can't even do it in sequential order. Mongrels. Flamin' mongrels, as Alf Stewart would say from Home and Away. All right, so what we have here is I can go to pin 14. I've got a little diagram here showing me which pin is which. Pin 1 starts there and it goes left, same way as we would expect for a PLCC chip. And we know that 17 is there. I should write this on the chip, shouldn't I? It makes life a lot easier. So we've got 1 is there. 17 on this side, 17 and 117, and then we have 116, goes down to 84, and then 83, 251, and 50, 218. Right, so we've got ourselves a little guide, and these ones will be, pin 1 will be there, so go 1, so let's just check and see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so 16, 16, 16, 16, that'll be 17, 17, 17, 17, and that would make that 132. 1, 132, 132, 132. Okay. You see a brain. Is it leaking out again? Hello, Sloopy. Alrighty. Okay. So, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. So, we're being systematic. I'm not just poking and prodding. I'm actually being systematic. So, right. So this is the one here, which has got all the address lines coming out of it, and so I'm going to have to probably take this page off because I'm going to need to see both pages at once. There we go. All right. So this is one with all the address lines coming out of it, and it's also quite close to some nasty corrosion around here, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if we're going to discover some missing bits. And one other thing is this RAM slot is going to have to come off, and everyone knows how much I love removing RAM slots. I'm going to do it the cheats way, because I'm a cheat. Always have been. It's how I like to play computer games. Cheat codes. Start playing a game, what are the cheat codes? Excellent. I play Doom with all the ammo and all the weapons, and I really enjoy playing it that way. Okay, so there we go. I might need the microscope for on this part because these are freaking small pins. There we go. Scope view. Scope view. There we go. Look at that. Malaysia. Love Malaysian food, I tell you. Yum. All right. Beep mode. Right. All right. Let's do this. So we've got here pin 13 of UM9 is address line 0. So he should be. I can test it at the ROM sim actually, because if it's here, let's check. 16, 15, 14, 13. Yep. Okay. So he, at the ROM sim, he would be pin 14 of the ROM sim. So, oh geez. 1. Or is it 64? Maybe it's 1 down this end. Yeah, 1. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, shivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Did I miss one there? 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 60, 64. That's good. That's what we want. We want 64 here. First time watching Roger Salter. Hello there. Love your content. Well, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. The next pre-recorded video that I'm hopefully going to be bringing out, well, I'm working on a few at the moment. I'm working on a surface mount soldering video. I'm working on a review for a 3D printer. And I'm working on a review for another microscope. And I'm working on a review for a thing. What do you call that thing? Ultra, is it? No, infrared camera thing. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. I feel like we've got a plan. 16, 15, 14, 13 should be going to 14 of the ROM sim. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See, isn't it nice when it all works out? Except it should be 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. What have I done? ROM sim. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, no, it was 14. No. Yeah, that's right. I'm just confusing myself. 16, 15. So there's 14, and 14 goes to 15. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right, and then we can go here to 15. 15 goes to 16. I see a pattern emerging here. And then we go, miss 16, but let's now go to 17. 17 goes to 17. Oh wow, look at that. Now we're on parity. 18. 18. Oh, 18. 18. I'm seeing a problem emerge. That problem is my multimeter switching off. Thank you, multimeter, for getting my hopes up. 18, 19, 20, 20. Was that 2020? Vision. 21, 21, 22. We might not have 22. Oh, 21. Okay, now we're jumping across to a new chip now. Oh, what am I doing here? No, I'm serious. What am I doing here? They're data lines. So what am I doing? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm checking the data lines. Everyone's fine. Jeremy's here. Hello there, Jeremy. How's everyone going, by the way? Anyone done anything interesting lately? So, data lines, continuing with the data lines, we now are on to UM10, and we are going from pin 13, 16, 15, 14, 13. There we go. And then we go 14. Yes. Yes. Okay, 16 we miss. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think 21's the last. Yep, 21. Trying to repair another PS4. Cool. Okay, so then we go back to this one. 16, 16, 16, 15, 14, 13. And okay, so we go 13, and that one goes to 13 is the, I'm doing the data lines, not the address lines, by the way, just so that everyone knows. So that's 16, and that's 47. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 7. Yep, good. In a moment, I will take this RAM sim off, and you can all see me sweat. Sixteen, 15, 14, 13. Okay. Well, that's all of the data lines that have been checked. Ow. To any Aussie in chat, and a question came up with my family about other country flags. The USA has Old Glory and the UK has Union Jack. Is there a nickname for the Aussie flag? Don't know. It's a good question. Don't think so. Nothing that I can think of. Right. Okay, so now we're going to check the address lines. That was what I was going to do before, but I didn't. Okay, so we need to go. Pin 2 of this one is going to of the ROM. 1, 2. Is that what it's saying? So ROM sim J12 pin 2 should be going to address, oh hang on, no, it's pin 12. No, hang on, where's 0? Where's A0? A0 is not there. We have to start from A2. So A2 is going to be pin 4. We should know this from working on the SE30. It's the same pattern. So we're on pin 12 of this one. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Yep, good. And then 11. Oops. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Pin 11 goes to there. Cool. And then pin 10 goes to there. And then 9 in there. 8. 8. 7. 6. Where's that go to? Where does 6 go to? 6 is 8, and 8 is 31. 31, yep. Pin 5 is probably 32. Yep. Cool. Then we need to go to pin 27. 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. Yep. And then I think we just go down, yet 27, 26. What? Oh, are we 25? Why? Why does it have to be so confusing? 25 is 13, which is 36. Yeah, cool. Why does it have to be so confusing? Tell me that. 26, 27, 26, 25, okay, 5, 24, 23, 23 goes back here. Yeah, oh God, that's so dumb. Someone. Okay, and then we go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pin 4. Pin 4 is 14, and 14 is 37. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, cool. And then pin 28. 30, 29, 28. Yep. And then 29. Out. Okay, and then 3. And then 2. Yeah. All right, so we've checked all of our data lines and all of our address lines, and they've held up from here to here on the board. So let me just change to the top view. So we know that they're making a connection from here to here. Now, I know that doesn't mean they're connecting everywhere, but it's a good sign that, you know, if they're making it from here to here, that there is a connection there. In particular, given that it doesn't look like any of those. Yeah, they're all going inside the board anyway, because I can see all of these little vias happening along here. So those pathways are actually traveling in inner layers of the board. So I think that we have to say we're fairly safe. So that part is good. Just checking. Logic complaint. I was expecting part 7 of the Macintosh SE30. What happened? The writer's strike in the US hit or something. I felt like I needed to give everyone a break. The SE30 is up here, and it still needs work because it works less than it did before now because I ultrasonically cleaned it, and yeah. So, but I just thought, you know what? There are two things. First of all, I have a huge backlog of boards to repair, and I felt like doing 6 parts of working on this SE30 is a little bit unfair on those people waiting for me to repair their stuff. So that's my kind of thinking behind it. Excuse me, that was a little secretive, quiet little burp there. Just going to have a little bit of a look around the board. Is it back to CMOS CMAC? It is. It's CMOS CMAC, but it still makes noise. So when you switch it on, it chimes, but the CMOS CMAC display. So we've just lost an address line, that's all. It's an easy enough thing to sort out. It's boring, but we'll, yeah, I'll get that part of it working, but I still haven't made any progress with the other problems that it's having. I have gone through and I have tested every single bad looking via, and they're all good. Got some funky yellow stuff here, eh? Gotta love it. Oh, no scope view. There we go. Funky yellow stuff. Oh, my chickens are a bit pissed off with me at the moment. I haven't fed them this morning. And they've got food in their feeders, but I haven't given them treats. And they're like, where are our treats, you asshole? Minus 5 degrees C. Is it minus 5 degrees C or 5 degrees C? Where are you, Quicksilver? It's 17 here at the moment. And I know you've told me before, Quicksilver, but I can't remember. Because I've got a brain like a sieve, yes? Anyone who knows how much fun I had memorizing equivalent series resistance will know that. Queensland. It's not supposed to be that cold in Queensland. That's the warm place. It's where all the old people go to be warm. So what's going on? Freedom units. Okay. Right, well, I'm going to take off this RAM slot just because I feel like I need to do something, for goodness sake. Sitting here pressing buttons and things. Where we want, how about top view? That'll probably work best for this. Unfortunately, you have to go. As always, awesome stream. Thank you very much for joining, Frank S. My apologies that I'm so late starting today. I would normally like to start a little bit earlier, but of course, our good friend Mr. Steve from Mac84 YouTube channel was streaming, and I did not want to stream on top of him because that's just rude. It's just rude. As much as possible, we try not to do that. I mean, we can't do it with everyone because there are some times when everyone just decides to stream and it's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just going to check and make sure I don't have any of these pins bent, because that will make this harder to remove. Yeah. So I'm using the lazy process of removing this RAM socket, and that is I'm going to heat the underside of the board and then try and pry it off. It always works, but it's just a question of how much damage I do in the process. Because it doesn't help that these are really crusty too. I mean, maybe I should add some new solder to them first. Yeah, I think I'm going to add some new solder to them first, because These are like really crunchy, crusty, crunchy. Brucinator. One of the big problems with this through hole stuff is when the hole's not very big, and that just makes this stuff really, really difficult. Why is my soldering iron not working? Because it's not plugged in, that's why. The easiest way to calculate the difference between Fahrenheit and Celsius is to take that number and then you multiply it by the average number of spanners in a seed chrome toolkit, and that'll give you your magic figure. Okay. Did anyone get to watch Steve working on that LCD board that he was working on today? It was fun. It's fun to watch. I'm not sure how much progress he made, but it was very fun to watch. Watching him get more and more frustrated with the way he couldn't get the solder to melt. Felt sorry for him. Ah, dear. How much Rossman's of flux will Bruce use today? Yes, I'm probably going to have to start being a little bit more sparing. I think I'm starting to run out. I need to go and do a bit of a stock take. I had heaps of the stuff before. Basically, I'm just working my way across here. I'm not really getting much new solder on it, to be honest. You can see it's just pulling up around my iron, but what I am doing is making sure I can melt the solder of each of these pins, and then I give the pin a bit of a nudge just to see that the pin can actually wiggle inside. Whoops! Once I have melted the solder. And then that just means that when I hit it with the hot air, I know that it is going to be able to melt. Use a propane torch. Yeah, maybe I should. It'll probably work way better. Top view. Okay, let's try this one again. Get the little tweezers down in between the little hole here. I'm going to hit it with some hot air. I've got that flux on there now, so that might make things a little bit easier too. You might be thinking, hey, Bruce, I'm sure haven't you got like a board preheater? Can't you use that board preheater? And I can say, answer to that is, well, the fact that it uses like 4,000 watts when I switch it on, I'm just always worried that I'm going to blow a fuse. Whoopsie. Oh, don't do that. This is really proving to be extremely difficult. I'm not happy. Come on. We're so close. Oh, far out, man. Let's try it from this side, shall we? Ow! Oh, tweez is hot. I'm not fussed about destroying this RAM slot for two reasons. Number one, it's already got some damage from corrosion. And the other is I have a spare. And I will place the spare in its place. Assuming I do actually get it off, which I'm now starting to doubt. What is going on here? There are so few pins left here, and yet for some reason I still can't get the damn thing off. You know what the worst thing will be? If I get this off and all the traces on it underneath look just perfect. And it had to come off anyway because the pins on the thing were shot. So, you know, I mean, I really needed a new slot on there, but Oh man, I just did not realise I was going to get met with so much freaking resistance. I can at least get them off in 2 halves. Oh, it was a game of 2 halves. Oh, piss off. I am just getting so annoyed with this. Oh God, this is worse than listening to a Coldplay song. No, I didn't miss a bend pin. I mean, I can see the pins here. I mean, maybe I did miss a bend pin. Maybe. Nope. Got some bubbling up here. Bubble back down again. I'm tempted to actually come at it from the top, you know? Just melt the crap out of this. There you go, that's one way to do it, eh? I do have a vacuum solder gun, but it just doesn't work terribly well with this. Yay! All right, thing is off. So the problem areas that we had here, as I say, we had some busted, some completely corroded, what do you call those things? Pins. And this, I guess, is our sort of main problem area. Let's clean it. I don't think we have any broken traces, which is a good thing. I just need to clean this up a bit, ready for putting the new one on. But we're not quite there yet. We're not quite ready for putting a new one on yet, because We don't really need to, because we'll need to at least get a chime first. That doesn't look too crash hot. You know, next time I take one of these off, assuming because I don't want to keep the thing, I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to melt the crap out of it and pull it off a bit at a time. That was so much easier. It's a place to buy replacement SIM slots. Ah. Yeah. Hang on. I have to do stuff for that. You're making me do stuff. What the hell, man? Making me do stuff. How do I do the thing? Oh, no, it's gone. Sorry. I'll have to come later. Okay. Whoopsie. So I'm just going to clean all the solder out of the holes here. We know some will come out nice and easily, some will be a little bit more stubborn, because that's just how it is when you're cleaning a solder out of holes. One of the things that always helps the flow with these when you're trying to get solder out of the holes is making sure that you have solder on the wick to start off with. Solder likes hanging out with more solder. When he sees some solder on the wick, he goes, "Oh, I want to hang out with you." Ouchie, 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 ouchie. I think I might have to trim this. Talk about using up a lot of wick. Okay. Do-do-do. Has anyone seen any good movies lately? I am interested to find some good movies, and so far I have been unsuccessful. I keep seeing shit. Sent link via PM in Discord. Okay, cool. I can probably... yep, I've got Discord on this one, thankfully. It's not that place that doesn't sell to Australia, is it? Don't like that place. Don't discriminate against me, because I'm Australian. Oh well, that freaked the crap out of me. Oh man, I thought the computer had just had a meltdown. Log in with QR code. Do. Discord. Scan QR code. Ping. Yes, log me in. Discord's birthday. Do I give a shit? Who knows? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Copy link. Here comes the link, everyone. Let's hope it was worth the wait. Righty. Now it's in there. It's a permanent public record. That could be a trace break there, you know, but I don't think it is. But we'll check. Do our due diligence. Okay, just scraping away a few of these because they look awful. And then we'll get back. I've got to try and find a way of getting through this. So this is where we've got some really crusty solder. And I might end up needing to use my special Dremel drilly thingy. Who's a fudge? Can't do it. Okay. We've diddled some holes. Sorry about the noise. How old is Discord? Okay, let's find out how old Discord is. Discord's birthday. Discord's 8th birthday. How about that? 8 glorious years. Some of these really look like they could be broken, but I don't know. Sometimes they're deceptive. Yeah. This is one of the reasons why I don't take on battery damage stuff anymore. Because it's a bloody nightmare. Just my stomach just made a noise. See how this is bubbled up with the heat? I wonder if we can bubble it back down again. Yeah, it's come down a bit. That's better. I need, you know what I need? I need my little things. My little pins. My little needles. Where are they? They're under stuff. Oh, I found some more wet. Where are the needles? I wonder if I might have put them away. Just had a bit of a space issue here before. So I grabbed a bunch of things and I put them away. I wonder I might have these little skinny drill bits. One of those might be able to go through. Beautiful Saturday here in Oz. It is a beautiful Saturday here in Oz, I have to tell you. The weather is magnificent. The sky is blue. It's just crystal clear. I should be outside doing things, but I'm not. I'm in here doing things. Okay, what size drill bit will we use today? See this one. How's this one? I think we can go with a bigger one than that. So let's work our way up the drill bit sizes. Yeah, could even go bigger than that one. That's possibly our limit. These have got mixed up, haven't they? Yeah, these are totally mixed up. I blame Steve. He always blames me for stuff, so I'm allowed to blame Steve for things. Apple's anonymous. No, it's not. This is a pesky 2C. I'm just going to put this into, oh, do I even have that here? It's probably on the floor. It falls down all the time. I have a little handheld drill bit thing, which would be good for this. So I can be oh so gentle. But my little handheld thing, yeah, I think it's fallen on the floor. Or behind the desk, something like that. Okay. Well, I think that's all the. So basically, what's happened here is the old solder has gone so crunchy that it's not melting. It's almost like a powder, like hardened powder sort of thing. So no amount of heat or anything like that is going to turn it back into nice, luscious, liquidy solder. And so I literally just have to scrape it away like that, and then I can put some new solder there, hopefully. Okay, looking good. All ready for a new, what do we call those things? ROM thing. It is just so much nicer just to be doing recapping, you know. But alas, I've done all of the simple stuff. Now I'm just left with all the problem boards. And this person sort of contacted me the other day and saying, hey, how are you going with all my stuff? And it's like, well, I've done all the easy stuff. And I'll have a crack at the difficult stuff this weekend. I can't ever really make any guarantees to anyone that I'll be able to repair battery damaged stuff. Because there are a couple of things. First of all, there's a limit to how much time someone is going to pay for me to work on something. If I work on something for, 8 hours or something like that, and then let's say I charge them, I don't know, $100 an hour? Is that a fair sum? I don't know. There's $800 gone. I charge a hell of a lot more than that when I'm doing my coding work. All right. I can send you more boards to recap. Yeah, I mean, it's I am sort of kind of shutting down the recapping side of things. But when I say sort of, I will still be doing some recapping, but I'll be doing it very selectively. Won't be taking on just anything at this stage. So I'll be taking on specific stuff. I can't take on repairs, like this sort of stuff. Just isn't time. It means things just end up having to sit here for too long. It's just not fair on anyone. Okay, so just going to do a couple of quick little continuity tests here. Don't know where that one's going. Despite the fact that these all look horrendous, they all seem to work. So, that's not it. What languages can you code in personally? Just curious. The main thing that I code in for work is PHP and JavaScript. I know some C, and to be honest, learning a programming language is pretty straightforward when you're a programmer. So, because you've got to learn different syntaxes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the sort of a lot of the concepts are very the same. Once you've learned sort of programming concepts, if you decide you want to try another language, go for it. But I do sort of niche web development. So what I do specifically for people is if they have a situation where they want something special on their website. So let's just say, I don't know, they want to link it up with, I don't know, an API for something, and they want people to be able to look things up on their website or something like that. That's the sort of stuff I do. And then I also I've been involved in building rewards programs, loyalty programs, getting points when you buy stuff, that sort of thing. I didn't want you to be, I wanted you to be broken. Feels better when there's things not working. These ones that look like they're broken, that ain't broken. That's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? Yes. Do you do any JavaScript in PDFs? Never done that, no. I've done PDFs in PHP, so I've got websites that dynamically create PDFs. So, I've got things like that. They just automatically produce reports and PDF and stuff like that out of a website. Stuff like that. And I feel a fairly specific niche with the stuff that I do. And to be honest, I mean, I've actually had times where people have been like, oh, we need some work done in so-and-so. And they like working with me. So like, oh, can you learn this? And I'm sort of like, well, no, I can't. Well, yes, of course I can, but I'm not going to invest my time into learning a new language when I have enough work doing what I'm currently doing. and I do. Okay. All right, well, looking at all of this here, there was some ugliness under here, and I'm happy to, I guess, have cleaned it up a little bit, but at the end of the day, I didn't see anything that looked like a busted trace under here. So yes, the thingy had to come off because it was corroded, but we were hoping there would be some secrets under here, and there weren't. Gutbomb, good night. Thank you for joining. Oh, my toes are cold. My poor toesies. I'm not exactly built for the cold. I'm really not. I mean, that's a stupid thing to say. I'm as fat as anything, but and you could say that I'm built for the cold, but I'm just someone that's always been raised in quite warm environments, so I like the heat. Okay, let's clean that. We'll just see if we've got anything that looks like a busted trace on this side. Nay, nay, nay. Where's, I think I actually had a spare here. Oh no. Chaos. World in crisis. Oh. My hot air station filled out. Oh dear. Happens a lot. Happens more than it should. So yeah, I have this little bag here. So essentially what I did was can't even remember what I was working on. I was working on something. And so some of these are new by the looks of it, and some of them are recycled. This one I'll probably end up using a recycled one because it'll match better. That's recycled, that's recycled. So that I think, oh God, I don't know, is that new? No, that's busted, that's dead. I can put a one that doesn't match in colour on there. Some of these are in terrible shape. But let's see which is the best out of these two. I think you might enjoy the weather on the Texas coast, Gulf of Mexico. Maybe, maybe. On the whole, I like it here in Sydney weather-wise, except when there is a La Nina weather event, because then it gets all wet here, and I don't like that. See, you'd never know. Look at it. It's a perfect match. Just check and make sure it's all in good nick. Look at all the pins. We've got a bendy pin, couple of bendy pins. We'll unbend those before we put it in, but that's okay. And they all look great. So it's a good day all in all. So I think what I did was I was testing out my preheating board, and I just got a few boards on there and heated the hell out of them, and then just started pulling some components off them. I'm like, yeah, spares, yay. So I'm really starting to think with this that the problems are not around this ROM area. So we have been able to ping all of the address lines and data lines back to the ROM sim. And that's a fairly good sign. We can probably check. If we were getting problems like that to the RAM, we would probably end up with a sad Mac chime, and we're not getting that. We're not even getting to that stage. So our problems are more significant. I'm having Indian food for dinner tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. I love a good curry. With a bit of heat, like a bit of heat in it. There's a Indian street food truck just up the road. And I am going to walk up there later tonight and grab some Indian food, then bring it home. I might have to reheat it because it'll probably take me 5 or 6 minutes to walk, so it'll get a little cold in that time, or colder than it was. And then, yeah, chow down on Indian food. Looking forward to that. Had Vietnamese food last night. It was beautiful. Trying to make sure these little bendy bits aren't about to corrode off. That'd be a little bit rude. I've been doing a lot of 3D printing lately. A lot of 3D printing. Because I'm reviewing a 3D printer. So I'm having to print lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things. Because when you're reviewing something, you can't just say, hey, look, I like it. You've got to say to people, hey, look, this is the result you get. This is how long it took. I've never tried Indian food. Come on. How can you say you've never tried Indian food? Probably one of my favourite food types is Malaysian food. That is, they just make the tastiest curries and stuff. I like some of the Vietnamese soups. I'm not a huge pho fan. I like some of the Korean soups, spicy soups that the Koreans have. They're beautiful. There's a Korean restaurant just up there, well, 2 doors up from that food truck that I'm going to tonight. I love their food. Just delicious. So I'm just having to get all these pins lining up. I didn't realise it was going to be so difficult. Don't like spicy? What? Tried Thai yet? Thai's great too. We've got a Thai restaurant just near where I live. I did their website actually. I'm not anymore. They decided to go with someone who was going to do all their sort of, what do you call it, the multimedia, social media marketing as well. So I took over their website. It's like, yep, it's fine with me. I don't mind. Yeah, so yeah, little Thai restaurant just nearby, and their food is so good, and it's so cheap. You know, I mean, if we're a bit broke or something, we want something a little bit special. Let's go. Yeah, let's have some Thai. Yum. I love this stir fries. Sorry, folks, this is really annoying. See, I have to apply a fair bit of force to get this, to get the little plastic notches on the side to go through. And the problem is that if I apply force and the pins don't line up, I will bend a pin in a very, very serious way. And we don't want that. Oh my God, that's so hard to get in there. Why you do this to me? Just going to get some pliers here. The stuff I had at the Vietnamese place I went last night, it's kind of like a salad. So it's sort of like a hot salad. So it's on vermicelli noodles, some bean sprouts, and they're sort of served cold, but then all of the meat that's on top of it is hot. And oh my God, it was beautiful. It was so tasty. Ah, I busted it. Never mind, not needed. These have, during the process of removing these little pins have ended up getting a little bit misshapen. So I just want to try and bend them back into shape. They're really not needed. They're sort of designed as a kind of a locator so that your sim sits in the right place. Let's see how we go now. I love laksa as well. That's one of my favourite things to eat. Lovely, especially if it's got a lot of spice in it, a lot of heat. If I can't get these through soon, I'm going to just cut them off. Yep, they're coming off. They're not going to go in. Oopsie. Jeez, I should have done that right from the start. Should have done it right from the start. It just made it so much easier. What a silly person I am. I was going to call myself a swear word then. It's a bit unfair. Only go as far as jalapenos on a Scoville scale. Yeah, I mean, I don't want the amount of heat that I stop enjoying the meal. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I like, you know, so I'm not like one of these people that's just like trying to make beads of sweat come off my forehead or something like that. I know what I like. I know what the level of heat I like is, and I basically don't go beyond it. You know, some of those ridiculous hot sauces that you can buy these days, where they're like, and there's one that you can buy over here, and it's called Shit the Bed hot sauce, and that company that make that one, they make a milder one, which is just beautiful. It is so tasty, but the Shit the Bed one, it's you know, it's too hot. It stops being tasty. It becomes uncomfortable to eat. Right. So my general feeling is, what I'm probably going to do now, I'm just going to check with, see this here, this particular via, I don't know where it goes, where it comes from, or where it goes to, but it's just really, really ugly, and I'm just concerned that There's one here as well. There's nothing here that I'm looking at that looks like that one is bad. There's no doubt about that. I would not be surprised if that via is not going where it needs to go. So what I'm inclined to do, it looks like I've already taken this chip off and cleaned around it. This here looks terrible, but to be honest, I think it would even work if that wasn't making contact, because it's just the real-time clock chip, and it just means we wouldn't be getting time. I don't think it has anything to do with the proper workings of the thing. And again, those diodes not particularly important. So I want to just see what this one here, where this one goes. I want to know. What that's for. So let's have a look at it from the other side and see if it goes somewhere. That's. Where was it? It's up and to the right, so it'll be up and to the left from the top battery hole. So there is the top battery hole, up and to the left. That's it there. Yeah. I reckon that's just going to probably a power or ground in the middle. Anyhow, we can look it up in the schematic. It's C137. I was working with an American guy a while ago, and the one thing that he introduced me to, which is hard to find, but you still can find it in this country, is pepper jack cheese. I had, I was just chatting to him about food and stuff like that and cheese, and I was just telling him how much I bloody like cheese, because I love cheese. Cheese is awesome. And he said, "Oh, you've got to try pepper jack." And I managed to find a place here in Australia that sells pepper jack cheese, and I got to say, I love it. Right. Okay, my hands are so freaking sticky, it's awful. I don't like it. I might stick some gloves on them. That for me is just a form of torture, having sticky hands. The idea of getting, like, if you spill some soda, or what we would call soft drink. If on your hands and you can't wash them and they get sticky. I mean, for me, eating chicken wings and stuff. If I'm cooking chicken wings for myself at home, I literally get up to wash my hands like about 8 times while I'm eating. Sticky hands is just torture for me. I'm just looking to see if I've got another box of my other latex gloves, because I bought a whole stack of them from the markets. They're big ones. They're ones for my big fat hands, rather than these yucky little ones that break when I put them on, because I've got big fat hands. I eat pizza with a fork and knife. So do I, actually. Oh, fudge. Okay, gloves are not happening today. I've got some other ones here. These ones might fit. These are looking a bit old, but we'll see. I might be able to get them on. These are stronger, that's the main thing. These are not latex, they're, what's that other stuff called? Nitrile. because there are a lot of people out there that have latex allergies. I'm not one of them, but yeah. Okay, got my nitrile gloves on. So now I can put my hands in sticky stuff with impunity. Right. Look at the ugliness here. That's not meant to have a component there, so I think we're okay. R83. Because that's like a mound of solder. These look awful. These should all be replaced. I cannot believe how bad it is on this side. You just don't normally see that on these. Right. So what was I doing? I was going to get the schematic fork and knife in ratio. Yeah, I mean, like, once it cools down, I might pick it up with my hand. But if it's hot, I prefer to cut it with a knife fork and then eat it. Ha! Roger, come on, it's an SE. Roger is off. Roger Salter, good night. Good night. Sorry, I'm a little slow sometimes. All right. Everyone who knows me knows that. So we're looking at C137 because I just want to check out this ugly looking trace that goes, it's basically a veer, which means it goes somewhere else. And I just need to know where it goes. C137. Just thinking. There's the hole. And that one there. And that one there, yeah. C137. Right, so we're going to see if we can find C137 in this. So we're now looking for a needle in a haystack. Don't even know where it goes. I mean, I'm pretty sure it goes to ground, but I'm wondering if, you know, it goes to ground on the bottom, right? On the bottom of the board here. So why is there a veer? Why? C137. It's going to be almost impossible to figure out, you know. This is going to be almost impossible to figure out. Just thought I'd tell you that. I won't spend too much time looking for this because, you know, it's, as I say, it's a needle in a haystack, so. I do hate the way these things are handwritten because you can't search them. We need someone to re-illustrate them all, don't we? C137 and R99. R99 will tell me as well. So if I can see C37, 137 or R99, because they are joined together in holy matrimony. Are your hands considered large? I have to wear XL gloves because others will pop like balloons on me. Pro tip, allow some air to flow to the base of your fingers as you put the gloves on. My hands are fat. They're not necessarily big hands, but they're very fat. They're like I've got a boxing glove on. But I have very thin wrists, so try and explain that. I don't know. Fairly wide handspan. Where are we? Was it C137 R99? Do, 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 do. Keep looking, keep looking. Here's a bunch of resistors and things. R100, we're one away. Unfortunately, they don't always appear close to each other in the schematic. They might appear close to each other on the board, but not necessarily on the schematic. So there's an R100, we're looking around R63, R64, R65. He's just toying with me, R73. It's a fluffy. R6, oh, there's lots of resistors on this page. 96. Worst comes to worst, I could find another 2CI board. What's this floppy disk drive, IO, stuff like that. This is all the other end of the board. I really wouldn't have thought it would be around here. What's this one? This is, yeah, ROMs and stuff. We're down the ROM end, aren't we? Yeah, so it could be near here. R99. C137. Cool. So it was on the very first page that I looked at last. How's that? That's a special way of doing things. That's all part of the diodes, and that's all part of the real-time clock, I dare say. R99. I'm not sure this would do anything wrong. Where's the battery? Power. Where is the real-time clock? Is that UB3? We want UK14. UK14. Maybe those, here we are. So you have to run lithium, there we are. Lithium, so that's going into there, that's going into there, to there, that's 4 volts. So that's all just part of supplying the power to the real-time clock. That's not going to stop the thing from working. So no real issue there. So that's fine. That little ugly little spot's fine. The batteries used in the startup, no, not for these. That's the Mac 2 and the 2X, and I think the 2FX as well. They all need the battery connected in order for them to start up, but not the 2CI. I started getting messages from Uber Eats because it's like it's Saturday and it knows that that's when I buy things through Uber Eats. But I have other plans, Uber Eats, so not today. All right. So I'm just going to have a little look around the board again, another little adventure, because as with doing these sorts of things, I mean, we've got to rule certain things out, which we have done. I could, of course, get out the oscilloscope, but as everybody knows, I have issues with space on my desk. So I can measure oscilloscopy sort of measurements around the ROMs to see if we're getting stuff coming through the address lines. Thus far, we only found really one, I think, broken trace when I worked on this the first time around, and that was here. That looks like a broken trace, doesn't it? So that sort of looks a bit like a broken trace too. It's a blurry one, but it looks like a broken one. Right. Another one. What about this one? Look at that. Look at that crap. Where's he going? Where are you going? Where are you going? There. It's going from there to there, yeah? Look at this shivers. Okay, let's get him through. As bad as it looks, it's getting through. That looks like turd. Look at it. You'll have to get some, I think I'll probably put some wire on that just as a preemptive measure. Okay, so, well, we've definitely got two busted traces there. This one here doesn't look too crash hot either, but we'll test it. Oh no, he's all right. He's all right. Okay, what kind of scope do you have here? Amscope head, yeah, that's right. And apparently a lot of gas. And thank you for that with the Kaiweets multimeter there. I do appreciate that, Enzo. So essentially, I'll just go into the side view here quickly, assuming, of course, it's working. Side view, side view, side view, side view. There it is. Yeah. So essentially, I had an Amscope base, and then I had an opportunity to review a V4 microscope. And it's great, but it doesn't have the trinocular thing, so I can't connect my my camera to it. So I have to use this head for that. But then, yes, this is a V4 base. I've had a few custom mods made to it because it's me. Yeah, and I just love the way I can move this thing around. You know, it's just, that's great. This, no, that way, that way. V4. V4. Oh, oscilloscope, the other scope. I have a Siglent Siglent SDS 1202X-E. It is a dual, I think it's 200 megahertz or something, and it's a dual channel, 2-channel. So yeah, I don't use it much, but when you need them, you know. Right, well, we're going to fix these two because they're absolutely stuffed. I was going to use a swear word there for a minute, but I thought, no, I have to remember that Australians don't swear. Oh, we've got through there. It's good. Doo-doo-doo. Quicksilver Oz is feeling very, very amorous today. All right, let's scrape a little bit of trace away here, a bit of UV mask away here for us to stick our wire to, and we'll poking through, go the other side. Who knows? This might be it. This could give us our magic chime. And wouldn't that be a good thing if it did? We won't say anything about how much time I spent with that RAM slot, which did, as I say, did need to be replaced. We won't be beating ourselves up over that because it did have to be replaced. But it took a long time. I lost viewers while I was doing that too. I'm just going to swear with words I have to look up. I dropped a bit of wire. I'm going to do some vacuuming around the house when I finish this. Because to be quite honest, our kittens are making our living room disgusting. It is one of the joys we have at the moment with our cute little rescue kittens. Very, very cute. But boy, a lot of work. Let's get some flux. What am I using? I'm using some V2. This is the old V2. Amtech V2, NCC 599 V2. It's not my favourite. My favourite is the ASM. But I have a lot of this V2. And I'm not going to waste it. I'm not a wastery person. I am actually. I'm terribly wasteful sometimes. Not proud. Okay, they're joined on that side, and come on, soldering iron, stay in there. Did I just do that whole thing without you being able to see it? The sun is now shining straight in my eyes. Which is being a little bit pesky. Let's flop them over. A lot of fume extraction going on there. Yes, thank you, Jay, for pointing out that I don't have my fume extractor on. Where would I be without you? Yep, excuse me. I need to spin this around because I'm not left-handed. Brian Johnston, hello there. Good evening from Denver, Colorado. Excellent. What's the weather like in Denver, Colorado at the moment? Foggy, okay. We actually had a pretty foggy day the other day. Got up in the morning, horribly foggy. Thankfully, because I work from home, I don't have to travel anywhere, so I'm not heavily impacted by it, but it should of course be getting warmer in that part of the world at this time of year, shouldn't it? Not like here where it's just getting colder and colder and colder. Not a fan, not a fan. I mean, I know it's not proper cold. It's Sydney cold. It's not the same as proper cold, but it's still cold to me. Because I'm delicate. I'm a delicate little flower. Okay, well, we've got two very, very distinct trace breaks and then now repaired, so you never know. These could have been really, really important, or they could have been nothing. They might have made no difference at all. But I certainly think it's worth giving this a try after doing those, because they were definitely broken. I'll just have another little look around that area, because that is, oh, fudgeroony. Look at this. Look at this crap. Look at it. Look it. Right, just going to check and see if we've got continuity there because they look bad. Yes, this is true. When it is cold, you know, there's always a friend close by. Definitely been finding that. I had one of my little kittens sitting on me last night as I was watching TV, and then partway through, he was all friendly and chummy and everything, and then partway through, he decided it was time for a game, and then proceeded to shred my arm while I sat there watching TV. Oh dear, Gorlock. Little messages being sent around in my little private group chat with a couple of people about Gorlock. If you know who Gorlock is, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know who Gorlock is, you won't know what I'm talking about. But okay. Let's just do a quick little multimeterage here. Where are these near? Oh, they're there. Underneath this cap. I might remove this, lift this cap up so I can have a look. When you finish this work, do you use any sort of conformal coating to seal the work? I certainly do. I use UV solder mask, basically. I've got some clear conformal coating, but the thing I don't like about it is it takes a really long time to dry. With UV solder mask, I can harden it with a UV laser beam or UV light. I've got a UV light just here, and I've got a UV laser beam just here, and it can dry it quite quickly. So that's what I tend to use. Works well. Right, now I'm going to do a quick little test, even though I think these are shot as well, and I probably need to fix them. So it's this one. I think these are stuffed, but as I have said many times in my streams, to the point that people are probably sick to death of hearing it, don't do too many repairs at once, otherwise you'll never know which it was that actually did the thing. Right. Let's just do a quick little test with this. I'll need to change my special goggles, my super sight, my Superman super sight goggles. There we go. And then we'll get our multimeter, put it in beepity beep mode. Will you beep for me one time? Thank you. All right, now I'm going to just check this one first. Oh, stop being a thing. Do the bottom one. That one doesn't look too bad, so that's that. Yep, we've got continuity there. So I am going to put wires here, but at the moment, these are still making contact, so that's fine. So as bad as those vias look, they're actually okay. So I'll come back and do that later, but for now we're going to do a quick little test. I'm going to throw some volts at this. And some amps, and we're going to see what it does. So, what's that thing? Speaker. This speaker is in terrible condition, but we're going to use it anyway, because it does still make noise. Super El Nino is coming. That will be nice. Nice and toasty. I tell you, the last droughts that we had, like around 2019 and stuff like that. Oh man, that was insane. God, it got hot. We were just getting, again, I'm going to give this to you in Celsius because I don't know what the Fahrenheit is, but we were just getting day after day after day over 40 degrees C, and it was just something else. You step outside and it's like the heat would just like burn the skin on your face. Crazy. And then the drought broke, and then it rained for years. It was awful. Didn't like it. I mean, it's good, but it's bad. All right, so here we go. We're going to test it, see what happens. 3, 2, 1. Still no sound. As I say, we did repair 2 traces here, so that's a good thing. I have got a light. Okay, so I have got an LED light here, so that's something. We can feel joyous about that. But the fact that I found... Yeah, I know. The fact that I did find a trace, 2 traces busted in this inspection does mean that more inspection needs to be done. I'm pressing the restart button here. I just do that to see if it goes pop, and it is going pop. I'll see if I can. Whoopsie, power supply fell down. Ay caramba. So, we know we're getting power. There's no RAM in here at the moment, so what we should be hearing is a sad Mac chime. I can stick a ROM sim in here, like this. Switch him off. It does have ROM. This is a ROM sim here, but this has the option of either reading from this soldered on ROM or the ROM sim in here, and that's selected with this little jumper. If the jumper is on, it's reading from this ROM. If the jumper is off, it's reading from that ROM. And so the jumper was on, so it's trying to read from this ROM here. So what I'm going to do is just put in this ROM, a different ROM, a non-genuine ROM, a Rominator even. Like that. Take that off. And we'll switch it on, see what it does. Now, with no RAM, what I would expect is a sad Mac chime. but I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. Looking at this with the heat thingy, thermal camera, I can see lots of things that are getting warm. So I know that there is power going through here. There's our CPU getting, if you can just see that, you can see that it's bright there. That's the CPU is definitely getting some warmth there. And that. And so we know that there's power traveling around the board. We definitely know that. But we've just got a break somewhere. These are these little thingies there in between the new bus slots. Thingies, you know the thingies? We all know the thingies. We do know from the earlier tests when we connected this little guy to it, which we can do again, we do know we're getting power through here. So we've got no problems with the power connector or anything like that. We've got our minus 12 volt signal there. We've got our 5 volt. We've got our 12 volt, and they're within range. So got no real issue with those. We are bypassing the soft power circuit, so we don't need to worry about anything going on up here. It's a common area to have problems with this, but we don't have issues with that because we're actually bypassing it. So I can say that we are not good. Now what I will do, I am going to get the oscilloscope out and we're just going to take a quick little reading, and that'll probably be the last. I'll probably then finish it up after that because how long have I been going for? 2.5 hours. Fudgeroony. So I just want to connect up the oscilloscope and I just want to get a reading from the ROM here. Is that pin 1? Yeah. Just from the address lines here, see what happens. So just bear with me a sec. Oh, it rained almost all day here. That's no good. 40C is over 100 Fahrenheit, yeah. No RAM and no ROM. Yeah, no, cool, just checking to make sure that. So just going to get the oscilloscope very quickly. We just want to get a reading from the ROM. We should be getting, if the address lines are all working, we should be getting something from that. Sorry, climbing over the SE30 chassis that I've been working on. There we go. Can I put that there? Is there room for everything? Not really. So, let's get our little proberoni here and connect that up to some ground. And then there's some ground. I need some close ground. That's too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want 4 there. So can we get there? Can we reach? Almost reach. I need to find some ground closer. Might have to just do it. Hold it, my hand. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to need my other hand, so that's not going to work, is it? What can I do here? What am I going to do? Find some ground on here. I think that's what I'll do. I'll find some ground. Sorry a sec. Sorry a sec. I can get it. I think if this capacitor is connected to ground. Yeah. I can connect it to this capacitor, so there we go. Right, so let's switch him on. Bim, bim, bim. And then I'm going to go to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. No, just getting noise. It's getting noise there from the address line. I don't know what is on the roof at the moment, but whatever it is jumping up and down and making the camera wobble. So I'm not getting any of the normal frequencies I should be getting from the ROM, which does suggest we've got something, we're not getting the address lines through. So that's something I will have to investigate. Let's try. Now, which one is the negative? We'll have to see. So let's just switch this off. Switch this off, put that on, and check ground here. Oh, why aren't you beeping? Beep. Okay, one of these got to be ground. There we go. They can't all be ground. That's not how that works. Okay, that's ground. That's ground. Okay, so this one here is a ground. So we're going to do that one. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly check the address line on the ROM chip rather than the SIM. And then I will then call it a day because I'm sick of this. So let's pin 12 of, no, that's address line 2. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right. That's 2. So it's pin 12 of UM9. So switch them on. Okay, so we've got 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Whoopsie. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Yeah, we're just getting noise. That's not anything valuable, useful at the moment. So we're not talking to the ROMs properly at the moment. So that's why we're not getting anything happening. So what I am now going to do, I will do this between, I will do this, not on camera because I can't think of anything more boring. I'm going to basically take this, all this information here in this schematic, and I'm going to make, where is it? One of these. I'm going to make a matrix of address lines that show every pin that these address lines touch. So, like this is the one for the SE30. We know that they go into a RAM MUX chip. We know they go into the glue chip. We know they go into the video ROM, the CPU, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to do this, make one of these from this for the address lines for the 2CI. And then armed with that, I can then work my way through each of those pins, make sure they're all going where they're supposed to be going, and then they'll be dancing in the streets. So, I would like to thank everyone for joining me today. I do apologise for the slow start with my screen that wasn't working. That was a little bit of an unexpected thing that I wasn't too happy about. Sorry about the exploded battery I left in there. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Trust me, we'll get there. Yeah. I bet you it's pigeons. I'm going to go look very quickly, see what's on the roof, because they are just making so much noise. But I think it's pigeons, and they're probably humping or something. Yep, they're pigeons. I just managed to scare them away. There were like 8 of them. So, coming back. Okie dokie. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me for this live stream. I'm sorry it was a little bit boring. This is one of these ones where working through this is not as interesting as just doing a recap where I just pull off the caps and put new ones on and then switch it on and go bang, yeah, it works. Isn't that great? A little bit dull, I'm afraid. So, but yeah, I mean, we want to try and get this working if we can. So, you know, yeah. And what I'm also hoping is I will work towards building some, you know, like a diagnostic sort of assistance for people working on 2CI. So that's the plan. Okay, so the wet noise with the occasional lightning, yeah, where I was dangerously close to a lightning strike. That was something else. That. And okay, so thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for keeping the chat active as usual. I hope you will join me in the next one. There is definitely going to be a part 2 to this one, that's for sure. And of course, I do need to try and finish the SE30 as well. So thank you everyone. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it happens to be in your part of the world. And I hope you will join me for the next stream. So thanks again. Thanks for keeping me company. And I shall see you at the next one. Bye.